Yo, hold up. I'm happy to be free. That's not a Drake lyric, that's Hernandez Govan walking out of court today after being found not guilty in the Young Dolph murder case. Yeah, you heard me, Memphis' most infamous trial just flipped the script like a DJ scratch. Let's break this down before the streets rewrite the story. The acquittal, but bigger. Yo, picture this. It's been nearly 4 years since Young Dolph got gunned down inside Makeda's Cookies. Whole city still grieving, whole rap game still side-eyeing every headline. Hernandez Govan, the man prosecutors painted as the puppet master, finally sits in court. And after all that suspense, after days of testimony, the jury takes just 3 hours to deliberate. 3 hours! That's shorter than a future mixtape runtime. And the verdict? Not guilty on all counts. First-degree murder, gone. Conspiracy, gone. Attempted murder, gone. Dude walked out hugging his lawyer like he just secured a Grammy for Best Courtroom Performance. Even thanked the judge on his way out. It wasn't just a win, it was a sweep. A blanket acquittal. Prosecutors basically walked into overtime with no defense and still fumbled the bag. The star witness fumbled hard. But yo, how does the alleged mastermind of Memphis' most high-profile hit walk free like he just signed with Roc Nation? Easy, the witness stand turned into amateur night. Enter Cornelius Smith Jr., the dude who already admitted to pulling the trigger on Dolph. Prosecutors made him their star witness, hoping he'd point straight at Govan. And Smith did. He told the court. Govan hired him to do the hits. Promised to give him guns. Even lined up a cut of $10,000 for himself. Sounds like Netflix scripted evidence, right? But nah, the defense dismantled it like a weak verse on a diss track. First off, Smith's credibility was shaky from the jump. He's facing his own murder charges, so the jury saw him as a man with every reason to say anything to shave time off his sentence. Second, Smith's story didn't stay consistent. At one point he implied Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, was the one who put the money on the table. Later, after his arrest, his lawyer magically received $38,000 to $50,000 in cash from Big Juke's camp. Bro looked less like a truth teller and more like someone switching sides mid-game. Third, the defense flipped the script. Why would you even take orders from Govan if you thought he might be FBI? Yup, Smith once admitted he heard rumors that Govan was working with the feds. Jury heard that and probably thought, so this dude trusted him enough to commit murder, but not enough to keep his story straight? Big contradiction. By the time Govan's lawyer finished shredding him, Smith's testimony looked like Swiss cheese, full of holes and not worth biting into. And when your star witness bombs this bad, the case don't just crack, it collapses. But trust, the prosecution still had other problems in the evidence department. Police investigations under fire. The defense didn't just say Memphis police fumbled. They basically accused them of playing defense with both shoelaces untied. For one, investigators never pulled tower hits properly, meaning they didn't fully analyze where everyone's phones were pinging during the shooting. That's like trying to solve a drill beat with half the instruments missing. Then you've got the white Mercedes-Benz, the infamous getaway car. Testimony revealed it was never even wiped down with bleach. Imagine that, the car supposedly tied to a high-profile murder, and nobody checks for prints like it's CSI, Memphis. On top of that, the defense argued prosecutors skipped key surveillance polls and call records that could have clarified everything. They even suggested some of the evidence might have been fabricated, or at best, sloppy. Govan's lawyer straight up told the jury, if this is how Shelby County courts operate, Memphis should be worried. That's not just a defense line, that's a diss track aimed at the justice system itself. And speaking of diss tracks, you can't talk Young Dolph without diving into the rap beef that made this case feel bigger than just bullets. It felt like an entire culture clash on wax and in the streets. The rap beef angle. This wasn't just rapper versus rapper. prosecutors claimed Dolph's murder was the climax of a long, bloody rivalry between Paper Route Empire and Yo Gotti's collective music group, CMG. Word in court? Yo Gotti's brother, Anthony Big Juke Mims, allegedly dropped a $100,000 hit on Dolph, plus smaller bounties on other PRE artists. That's not beef, that's a hit list. Cornelius Smith even testified Govan was the only one with a direct line to Big Juke, the alleged bankroll behind the plot. He claimed meetings were supposed to go down at Yo Gotti's own restaurant, Prive, where money would change hands.
But here's the wildest twist. Big Juke himself got gunned down in Memphis, January 2024. One side loses Dolph, the other loses Juke.
It's a cycle of violence that makes the music industry look less like business, more like a battlefield with 808s. So yeah, Govan's free, but in a world where beef turns into bloodshed, is he really free from the whispers, or just the next verse in a song that hasn't ended yet? Govan speaks out. When the verdict dropped, Govan didn't just walk out like a man who dodged prison time, he walked out like somebody who just got his life back. His first words: a shout out to God, the jury, and the few friends who didn't ghost him when the world was calling him the mastermind. He said, I knew in my heart I was innocent. Without God, I don't even think I would have made it this far. I'm just happy to be free.
Think about that, nearly 4 years of being painted as the villain, facing the possibility of dying behind bars, and then boom, he's back outside, breathing free air.
But here's the twist, freedom in Memphis ain't the same as peace. Govan hinted he might leave the city altogether, and honestly, can you blame him? Memphis is still raw with Dolph's loss, and no matter what that jury said, the streets are never short on side-eye and speculation. And that's the real tension here, Govan's out, but is he truly free? Or is he just stepping into a different kind of sentence, the one where every whisper, every headline, every diss track keeps him chained to this case forever? So I gotta ask y'all, was this verdict the system finally working, or the system failing again?
Did Govan beat the case, or just beat the evidence? Tap into the comments and let me know, cause this story's bigger than one man walking free. It's about justice, power, and how the rap game's beefs can turn into real-life body counts. And yo, don't just scroll past. If you believe Young Dolph's story deserves more than courtroom drama, smash that like. If you want to keep your ear to the streets on rap, trials, and the truth behind the headlines, hit subscribe, cause trust me, in hip-hop history, this ain't the last verse.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.